It is the 24th of April, so it is the start of day 23 of From Here to Jerusalem. Ta-da-da-da. Yesterday morning I was in Clogheen in Ronald Reagan country, and this morning I am just in the outskirts of Clonmel. I'm about to pack up. I walked my 20 kilometers in my wonky footwear. I had a good think about my shoes and about whether it's my feet or my shoes. And I walked. My poor leg. It's time to move on. So this is. Good morning. It's all good. All good. So it's what was I going to say? The start of day 23, isn't it? Yeah. So am I right now? Yes, I am. So I did yesterday Clogheen to Clonmel. I left Clogheen. I was on the camping there, which was fine. It was not a big problem. I'm going to try and get all of this in, yeah. I headed out for Clonmel, and it was really odd because I'm covering ground that I have covered before. So I'm packing up the harp. The harp is in the case. My name is Anya. Together we are the Flatting Harper, and we're walking from West Cork to Jerusalem. Start of day 23. Yesterday we left Clogheen a little bit later than I thought. I was in my hammock, and there were like partying people all around with lots of kids, and which is fine. Like, I have no issue with kids. I have no issue with partying people. It was just that I needed a bit of time and a bit of space. I got all my gear up fine, and I had my feet up for the night, which was really fine as well. It was really nice. And I woke up, and it was, oh my God, it's ripping. Oh well, that's okay. I was ready to go on. So I was heading for Ardfinnan, and then I'm having issues deciding things. So I had to decide, was I going to go towards Care and what is it after Care? There were two possibilities. Either to head for Clonmel, which was like a continuation of what I'd done the day before, which is like going over the route that I had taken in 2010 to head to Dublin, or to go onto the St. Declan's Way and head for Kerra and Cashel. And I decided to stay on the route towards Ardfinnan, like I did in 2010. In Ardfinnan, there isn't much there. There's two pubs. It's really lovely because you get to see the River Suir for the first time, and it flows through there, and it goes underneath a bridge, and you've got a castle on the hill. And there was a little pod there, a little coffee pod. And I was talking to the guy who was working there, and he was telling me that he was about to head out to go and walk in South America, which of course, no, we had something to talk about, which was lovely. And I was telling him that I was on my way to Jerusalem, and long-term walking. He's a lovely young man. And so he gave me, I was really thirsty, and I wanted to have an iced coffee because it got really warm. It was very warm walking into Ardfinnan, although the weather it's not that warm actually, it's still quite cold. And then he gave me an extra one with all the milk. I was kind of going, and then I thought, will I camp out there near the shore, or will I just go on? And I decided to go on. Then you walk out of there, and it's over the R665, which I had said I wouldn't do. I wouldn't walk our roads, and I did. It wasn't too bad. And actually, my feet held up really well on the flat until I came to the hills, and then going up and going down. So I'm fairly convinced now that it really is the shoes. I'm banging the toes in my smaller foot against the front of the shoes, so that is where the problem is. Now, of course, it was Saturday yesterday, so that means that today it's Sunday, and of course, most shops are closed. Now, there is a Cummings shop here in Clonmel which is open. I'm going to go there in a little while and see, can I find a pair of shoes that doesn't do this. The issue with my feet is that one of my foot is half a size bigger than the other one. And on my right foot, my bigger foot, these shoes are fine. On the left-hand side, not so much. I was also thinking about this idea of that maybe there's something wrong with the foot, but I've come to the conclusion it can't be, because the rule in this type of travel is that the road gets open for me, I get to walk it. So if I'm not supposed to do this, then there's something wrong with my foot. I'm fairly convinced I'm supposed to do this, so there's nothing wrong with my foot. I mean, I cannot approach it in another way. On the way here, then it's like, it was 10 kilometers from Glohin to Ardfinnan. They cross the bridge, and then you go up the hill, and it starts going up and down because you go over a ridge along the shore at the end. Like you can stay on the 665, the R665, or you can go up at the back road, and then you pass by Morley House, which is, I'd forgotten about this. It's a really lovely road. And I remember I was having all these memories of things that happened, people I'd met and people I passed in 2010 as I was walking it. And I remember at the crossing where you turn, there's a triangle with a tree on it, and I met a Dutch cyclist there, which was probably the first person I really spoke to on my trip in 2010. Telling him about my journey, and that's really different from this time, because this time I'm of course talking to everything and everybody because I've been doing this for a while. Now, not long after that, I get stopped by a car, and they asked me, is St. Patrick's Well nearby? Is it on that road? Now, I had just looked at the map, so I knew it's there, but you have to turn. You have to take a left turn, and I didn't remember which left turn it was. So I said, I do know it's on this road. You'll have to take a turn at some stage, but I don't know where. And then they asked me, what are you doing? Like, are you a tourist? And I said, no, I'm not. I'm a pilgrim. Where are you going? I'm heading for Jerusalem. And the woman became really quite emotional. And it was the Cash family. And they're asking me questions, and I'm trying to answer them as best as I can. And then she said, will you say a prayer for our son when you get to Jerusalem? And I went like, of course I will. Like, just give me your name and I will put you on the list. Because I've got a whole list of people asking me for prayers and candles and whatnot. So she tells me the name of the little boy. And then it turns out there's another car behind them, which is the in-laws. More Cashes, and I get the same thing. He's asking me questions. Am I a tourist? No, I'm not. I'm a pilgrim. And he says, will you pray for my children? And I said, of course. I was just saying to your in-laws that I will. So I've got 3 little boys added to my list for prayers, and they drive away, and then they come back and they hand me money, water, and a pair of socks to bring with me for healing. The boys aren't all well, so I'm walking up the hill and I'm going, you know, please show them a way, you know, help them see what needs to be done, and help, you know, protect these kids, because we don't always know why things are the way they are. You know, it's not always clear why we do things a certain way or not. We had a good chat, and she wanted to be able to stay in touch with me, so I sent on the links for the videos. So hereby, Cassius, if you're watching this, which I suppose you will, you're on the list. Yeah, you're on that list. So I made it just to before Clonmel, and I looked at the map and I'd seen this B&B, and I was thinking, this is where I'm going to stay, because I just need, after the night out, I still got kind of cold because the night was still cold, and because it was such a long night. It turns out that the lady here is semi-retired, but she was willing to give me a bed, so here I am. I had a shower. I feel totally new, and happy and okay. And yeah, so I have a new medallion. I have more added to the pack again. Today I'm going to go into Clonmel. I'm going to go find some breakfast now. What did I see? I've been watching birds. There's lots of birds everywhere. It's really, really nice to see them. But I also saw lots of dead bumblebees. On the road, there is just dead bumblebees everywhere. It's kind of upsetting, like so traffic, you know, there is bumblebees out there. There is more and more wildflowers everywhere around. Is that not working? Oh yeah, this is working. There is bumblebees about. But they get caught in. In traffic, and then they get sucked down and they die. So I counted 7 of them, and then I saw a live one. So I don't know what that means, but that's what I saw. I also saw rabbits, and I saw some really, really lovely birds. They're this, I don't know what they're called, but they're white and brown and black, and they have a little bit of yellow and red as well. So I've been watching them. The difference between the walk that I did in 2010, it was just after the economic collapse here in Ireland, and everything looked abandoned everywhere. This time, you know, the places that weren't finished after the boom, they're now in use for other things. So I saw that an estate, an industrial estate between Ardfinnan, just before Ardfinnan, that was like empty the last time I came through there. Oops, is now used for something else completely. It just has different type of industry. What else? It was really, really, really good being with the Hennessy's. So I've been literally retracing that trip now for the past 2 days. My friends in Kilmacthomas, they're going to come and pick me up either today or tomorrow, and I'm going to be in Kilmacthomas for a day or 2 with them, and I still haven't decided on the route. So something is doing it. I'm going to sort out my shoes anyway. That's deal number 1. That has to be done, because otherwise we can't go on. Now, I'm not too worried about it, because not being able to make a decision means that there's something waiting for me somewhere. And also the same thing with the shoes. In that sense, I'm not in a hurry. However, if I stay on the E8, it's going to be another 370 kilometers, I think, from here. And I'm not so sure that is what I should be doing. So I'm trying to decide, will I just cut through the Midlands, or will I go to the coast and go up there? Either way, that decision is going to be made within the next few days. I'm going to walk into Clonmel now. I didn't want to walk into Clonmel last night because I've done that before and it wasn't a good feeling. So I'd rather walk in on Sunday morning than walk in the evening. That's just the way it is. I had a really good sleep. There is no breakfast here. Pandemic has changed a lot of things, and the lady was saying, like, you know, she's semi-retired. She would have said no if it hadn't been that I was in front of the door. And I understand. I totally understand. The dynamics are different. So I'm going to go on. And day 23, I'm starting to get a little bit restless about still being here. I'm glad I'm so along the shore. You're walking in County Tipperary, but you're looking at County Waterford. It's really strange. I'm appreciating the countryside a whole lot more. I'd like to be on smaller roads, but like I've said as well, like I don't want to be in the forestry anymore. I've kind of had that now. I've gone through it. I'm not that interested. So I have the day here. See if Cummings has shoes for me. If not, then I think there is. I will just sit down, do a bit of social media, see what the day brings, and yeah, I'm in good space, I suppose. Carrick-on-Suir would be the next stop anyway, regardless of what I'm doing. And then from there, we'll have to just wait and see. Yeah, I'm Anya, Sean the harp. We didn't do much in the past 2 days again, which kind of makes me sad for him, but there will be many, many, many more days. And yeah, time to move out, time to walk into Clonmel and see what Clonmel has to share with us this time round. Thank you very much for all your messages, all your thoughts, all your for your belief in me, for your trust and your support. It means the world. It actually really does mean the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, and if you want to follow this, like, you have to subscribe. If you want to know when I go live, hit that bell. I'm not regular. Sometimes in the evening, sometimes in the morning. I'm still at the beginning of this, so there is no real rhythm yet. I'm going over bits that I've done before and over bits that I've never done before. But it's always good to be here, and it's really good for me to go over this. Mom, I think about you. Ottie, I love you very much. Child, keep an eye on me. I love you lots. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.